Santa's
Fran
sleigh.
Dresser.
Would you take that voice, whispering in your ear, or screeching the chalkboard? What do you think?
Honestly, I'd have to go with Fran. I mean, I grew up watching her show, The Nanny, so I'm already used to the voice.
You're used to it, okay.
And also another character.
She's from Friends also, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah. And another character that a lot of people may recognize if they're watching our podcast, Rebecca Gayheart.
The killer from Urban Legends. The
Yes.
the Noxzema girl.
Yeah, Noxzema girl. She lived in that movie just to die in 5 seconds in this one.
So we have this family dinner scene
And it's fucking hilarious, I will admit.
with a lot of cameos.
Oh yeah.
James Caan, Chris Kattan from Saturday Night Live / Night at the Roxbury / Corky Romano fame. As I said, Rebecca Gayheart. There was one actress who I feel like I recognized her but couldn't really place her.
Which one? The one that got the spike in the neck?
Yes.
Which
She looked familiar. I'm pretty sure she's famous, but I just couldn't. I think the point was everybody in that scene was supposed to be relatively famous.
right.
But I couldn't place her.
But what I really loved in that scene was Santa blowing the fire on Fran Dresser's hair.
That was like a cool. All the deaths there were cool as hell.
Really. Rebecca Gayheart did not have that cool of a death. She literally got whacked with a table leg.
Okay, maybe not that one.
The dog had a better death than her.
Okay, yeah. So you had. Wait. By the way, before we get to that, these characters were the most unlikable group of.
Oh, hell yeah.
There was one line that one of them said. They were making grace before eating the dinner, and one of them was like, "Thank you for not making us poor or Samoan."
Right.
What? And James Caan losing his shit.
Right.
Chris Kattan, he gets like kicked against the thing.
Yeah, he gets
he's
kicked.
Not, he's not dead.
There's no way.
There's no way you could die for that. His back hit the thing and he fell down
Well, I
unconscious.
mean, it's Santa Claus. He probably had like some kind of air stabbing power. He's an airbender, probably, for all we know.
That's true. And you notice Santa drinking the wine in between killing them. He's taking a shot of the wine.
Was there another one just fainted?
Yeah. James Caan gets the most brutal thing. He gets
Most brutal. The turkey
beats
leg
him
in
with a
his
turkey,
mouth.
And then he
Slammed up against the table.
Yeah, crazy.
But then you also get fucking Ninja Santa with a damn Christmas star.
Yeah. What the hell?
All of this is within 5 minutes.
Basically, this scene is to introduce that Santa's no joke.
He wants to kill.
Santa's Jason Bourne,
Yep.
James Bond,
Yep.
and Jason Voorhees, all combined into one unstoppable killer as he comes down.
And he has some
the
pretty good one-liners throughout the movie too.
Oh, he has better one-liners than maybe anybody sans Freddy Krueger.
Right.
His lines are amazing, and Goldberg's delivery of the lines makes the whole movie work.
Oh yeah.
So this first scene is just here to introduce that this is a badass. This is a random kill. It has nothing to do with the rest of the movie.
None of the kills have anything to do with the movie.
By the way, James Caan's a great actor. He's from The Godfather. What the hell is he doing?
They just wanted him to say that one line.
Whose sister-in-law's nephew directed the movie that was able to get him in this movie? Because
He just wanted to say that one line.
it couldn't even been a good payday. I'm like, how did they get him in this movie?
Hell, I would have gladly taken that role just to say
Sonny
it.
Corleone from The Godfather. Anyways, I was shocked to see him in this, but yeah. So from there, that's our opening scene, which really,
Which
I gotta say,
introduces us to the best character. And to be honest with you, this was, in my opinion, my favorite scene in the whole movie.
yeah.
Just stating that within 5 minutes, we get my favorite scene. What does that say about the rest of the movie?
Look, maybe I've been drinking too much eggnog, but I'm thinking like this versus the opening of Scream. These might be the two best openings to a horror anything ever. I'm like, the Drew Barrymore kill versus this.
Honestly, I
man.
have to put my money on Scream as my
me
favorite horror opening out of the two.
I'm only half serious, but in my brain, I'm like, I can't think of a better opening to introduce the movie.
So next scene, I love this scene for one reason. We get an angry old grandma.
Yeah, I would say that this was the worst customer in the history of anything.
Oh hell yeah! Especially
of small businesses.
And again, this is something that you cannot do this day and age. Granny's like, "Don't you cut that PC crap with me? It's Christmas. Wish me Merry Christmas."
She cussed out everybody basically.
Right.
The owner. She told the kid like, you're an asshole just like your father basically.
You're an asshole just like your grandfather. Hopefully you didn't get his Christmas spirit from him too.
And then when she's walking out, she sees the girl and she calls her a whore.
Yep.
That's the word. Okay, so the movie was starting out in a way where it was like, oh, well, Santa Claus is targeting unlikable characters who deserve to die.
Yeah, because she was next.
So this is now, you like the first scene the best. My favorite scene is this scene. Her driving on the road. Here comes Santa on his sleigh.
Which he could have just went around her.
So the funny thing is Santa has a horn. He beeps the horn first. He's actually like, beep, beep. Move, bitch, get out the way. And she's like, F you. So he does what any reasonable person does and drives her off the road and her car explodes and she dies. So
Yeah, exactly.
that was a reasonable, she got it coming, so.
Exactly, I would have done it. I mean, what?
So for me, like 10 minutes in, I'm like, this is the greatest movie ever. Like,
So, and then the next bit is we actually get a joke that they say twice. I don't know why. They apparently think this is funny. But it's like, the kid picks up a nutcracker. Hey, what's this? Well, it's a nutcracker. Yeah, thanks. Like, bitch, if you knew what it was, why'd you ask?
yeah, that wasn't good dialogue at all.
And then they did it again with the girl who's supposed to be smart.
Nah, she wasn't too smart.
No, she wasn't. But still, again, why did y'all think that joke was so good you had to use it a second time? Like, if you know exactly what it is, why the fuck did you ask what it is?
So what starts to happen in the movie, and it happens literally with the first scene with the kids at the shop, and then when they're driving home from the shop, it happens again. The trend that starts to emerge from my viewing experience is that when the movie cuts away from Goldberg, it's not as fun and no longer as watchable. But every time Goldberg's on the scene and Santa's there killing somebody, I'm having the time of my life. But when
Like with the hoodlum that tried to rob him.
This guy.
Why would you even put? Who has the idiocracy of putting a knife up to Santa? If any kind of Santa sitting on the side with a ding-a-ling, you really telling me that Santa ain't packing?
So, unfortunately for this criminal, or this would-be criminal, I guess,
Yeah,
he doesn't have much of a criminal future ahead of him, but
hell no.
Look at him, look, Santa Claus happens to be chewing on a candy cane, and stuck on a candy cane long enough, it gets very, very sharp. Right to the head.
Oh, yeah.
And then he actually disposes of the criminal in the trash can. And
Well, he needs to make sure he doesn't litter.
Throw into the dumpster.
Yeah, he needs to make sure he doesn't litter.
So, again, the first couple of death scenes, I'm having the time of my life. If this whole movie is just Goldberg going around as Santa and killing random people, although, again, so far he's killed all people who've deserved it. All bad people he's killed so far.
At the moment.
I'm like, this is the greatest. Like, again, this is a great slasher. The death scenes, not gory, but still fun.
It's more
Creative.
action.
Yeah, and they're creative. It's like, we know he's going to kill them in some festive Christmas type way.
I mean, it almost reminds me of a movie I watched called Blood Moon, where the killer goes after fighters because he wants to be the best fighter.
Yeah.
Like, okay then.
So
here's the scene that probably pissed you off as
Yeah.
much as me. The kid mispronounces the Necronomicon.
Oh, my God. Oh.
And it does in the book. The grandfather pulls out doesn't even look like a fucking Necronomicon.
No, it's at least 5,000 pages thicker than the Necronomicon. No, I can't say it either, but that book from the Evil Dead, the Book of the Dead, it's at least 3 sizes bigger than that.
So explain to me why we should even root for this kid at this point.
Well, first of all, this mysterious grandpa is like at first striking me like as a fake Doc from Back to the Future. He's got crazy.
You know what's bad?
Crazy inventions going and all this stuff. And
you know what's bad? Amelia said the same thing.
It looks like before we get this mythic background, I'm thinking this is like some failed scientist in his basement who's going to have some crazy invention that's going to take Goldberg out. But instead, we start to get this weird mythology
Backstory about Santa Claus being the Antichrist, pretty much, being a child of Satan and the Virgin Erica.
So basically, I don't know if you remember Rosemary's Baby, but in the movie, she ends up giving birth to Satan.
Yes.
Or having Satan's child, even. So.
Well, I mean, hell, to be honest with you, we still don't really know exactly what she had a baby to, because before we get to see the baby,
this is where this
movie ends.
Works as a perfect prequel. That baby grew up to be Goldberg.
So then it's sequel, not prequel.
No, Rosemary's Baby was a prequel, I'm saying.
Oh.
To this. No, we're saying the same thing.
But
that baby was Goldberg.
But the character's name wasn't Erica, and she wasn't a virgin.
That was all stuff they added in just to make it sound like the Bible. So Well, okay, whatever. Regardless. The point is...
And she wasn't alive for over 10,000 years.
Okay, my theory has been poked in half, all right? you theory crushing son of a gun. Bottom line, we get this crazy backstory about Goldberg, Santa Claus being the son of Satan. And we also... Well, we don't learn it yet, though. We get just a little bit hint of it right now so far. And then his girlfriend, who he just saw, comes over again?
Yeah, with Roadkill. Wolverine. That is probably not cooked all the way.
And this is clearly a budding romance.
Well, budding romance, and also to establish where they're going to be able to get the firepower for the ending. By stating her father, I'm just going to say it, he's part of the NRA. yeah. And that'll come in really in handy, yeah. Oh, yeah. This movie definitely shows how guns save people. Especially a whole group of people with guns when you're being chased by a water buffalo.
Without us even intending that, it's becoming a common thing through Tremors, well, maybe not an urban legend, but through Tremors in this movie, certainly these are very pro-gun, and not like having a gun saves the day.
Well, to be honest with you, Fright Night and Tremors, they weren't really pro-gun. It was just, hey, we need to make sure we establish these characters have a gun, so it's not out of nowhere that they have it.
Bert in Tremors was definitely pro-gun.
Oh, yeah, that's besides the point.
He was ready for...
We haven't gotten to his pro-gunniness yet.
So.
You haven't seen the other Tremors movies.
No, I never will.
Yes, you will.
No. All right.
I will make him.
So, continue this right now. What do you think so far about I don't really care for the main character or the girl.
Can we just get back to Santa killing people?
Yes.
Because the next scene is the damn strip club.
One of the best scenes ever. It's funny. As you said, the opening scene was your favorite. I was thinking the same thing, but as we're going through it now, I'm liking these Goldberg scenes more and more. So the strip club, he pulls up and with his sleigh, of course,
and his buffalo.
And he wants Valley Park. He specs Valley Park, and that's what's funny. He tosses the key to the valet, like, hey.
And the valet's just like, how do I drive this? Holy shit!
By the way, this poor valet not only doesn't end up getting a tip, but he ends up getting eaten by the damn.
Oh, that's buffalo. His tip. Do not take random sleighs with water buffalo.
So Santa or Goldberg.
And also, why does he need a key?
I don't know. The key thing was just funny. He tossed the key like he'd been in valet parking his whole life. Like, what the hell? Like,
granted, he has a horn too, so.
What's his life like at the North Pole, I wonder? But
I don't know, but Mrs. Claus apparently makes some good cookies.
Well, apparently he's familiar with strip clubs because he knows exactly where to go in town and get to one. And so, what the thing was though, so he quickly kills the security guard, walks in. He's asked actually. They asked him like, what are you doing here? And he says something that's not too specific. But...
Oh no, he doesn't even. No one even asked him. He randomly grabs a girl and kisses her because she was under a mistletoe.
No, outside the security guard says something to him.
Oh yeah, it's like
he said like I'm here for the show or something.
Oh yeah, he's like I'm here for the show. Well, sorry, sir, show's but I'm like, there's no one in the strip club, and you're going to turn away a customer?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. So he kills that guy, rightfully so.
Oh yeah, he breaks his neck with a wreath.
But then he goes in and so the strippers are there stripping. But then Goldberg just starts shit with everybody. He starts killing everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And my question was he going in to see the strippers or was he going in to kill people?
Well, to be honest, if those guys didn't come at him with getting ready to swing on him, he probably still would have killed him anyway. So
yeah,
but he would have enjoyed a show first and then killed him.
But he killed security and then left alone with the strippers. He decides to burn the place down and kill everybody. So
yeah, well, he didn't kill the preacher.
Well, the preacher got away though.
Yeah. And fuck this preacher.
He would have killed him. He probably didn't even see the preacher. So
probably not. But still, fuck this preacher because he literally took everybody's hard-earned money to a strip club.
He went straight to the strip club.
Yeah. Didn't even take off the damn white part of his damn preaching outfit either.
I hope there was a back entrance because those poor strippers, you burned.
Oh no, they did.
They went all to a back room. I assume there's a back entrance.
In a later scene with the preacher, he's actually giving a eulogy about all the dead strippers.
Oh, damn.
So they all died.
Damn. Well, that's the first time that Goldberg killed some innocent people in this movie, so.
I mean, were they innocent, though?
I mean,
you notice how he had to sanitize.
Were stripping to pay for their tuition.
But they had...
pay for their college.
But here's the problem.
That's what I've been told.
He sanitized the stripper pole, which tells me one of those strippers at least had AIDS.
So maybe by killing her, he prevented a massive widespread of AIDS to the entire community.
Exactly.
He's still killing people that deserve it then. All right. Because them damn security guards definitely deserved it.
Oh, yeah.
But one of them strippers, at least one of them, was just trying to pay her way through medical school. I know it. Because that is what I've been told about strippers. So
Probably, to be honest, probably the bartender.
yeah. Probably. Okay, so now we go back to more backstory and more animation explaining the grandpa is an angel. He went from Doc from Back to the Future to, I can't even think like of an old man angel from a movie that I can reference even. So,
And now back to Goldberg killing people with 2 presents to trash talking kids.
oh man, now
That
listen,
would have to be the most random but hilarious scene in the whole fucking movie.
you know, I didn't celebrate Christmas growing up, and this made me happy I didn't, just in case some shit like this happened. Imagine you just think you're getting a PlayStation 5 under the Christmas tree.
Well, remember, first you got to talk to the kids. I want to know what's under my motherfucking present. Yeah, can we open our motherfucking present? Of course, sweetie. Yay, motherfucking. And there goes their heads, and then the grandma's just like, fuck.
And parents were like, we're gonna have to adopt.
They didn't give 2 shits. I
moved
didn't
on
hear
quick.
one scream.
So, yeah, well, you know, this movie does a good job of like always trying to make characters annoying before they get killed. But I will say this: what about the sandwich shop owner?
Yeah, he was the only one.
He seemed like a good dude.
He was the only one that we don't really get to know enough to know if he actually did anything, but he's definitely on the nice list until he got, you know, one of his. Oh, it's the fact that he's Jewish, actually. Remember
my
how the
God.
Hebrew star actually did hurt Santa? I don't know why the cross didn't,
Yeah.
but apparently the Jewish star does.
So I get a sense at this point in the movie, because at a certain point we have to have Santa Goldberg coming for our main characters. So we have to pivot away from him being like this likable, cool dude, and now like he's got to start killing characters we like in order to have us cheer the human beings when they.
This is probably
are
the
confronted
only
by it.
character he kills that we actually like in the whole fucking movie.
But from this, he's on a path towards our
And to be honest,
our teenage characters we're supposed to care
And to be
about.
honest, until he actually sees the picture, he's really just looking. We later on you find out exactly how he knew where the grandfather was
Yeah.
in. But
We know from the backstory that him and the grandpa are going to clash, and these teenagers are going to be right in the middle of it. Speaking of that, I want to bring up the backstory of their duel they had, the little rock.
oh
duel.
yeah, the curling.
Do you agree with me that basically the old man cheated by knocking his rock into the hole?
Oh heck no, that's actually some of the strategy that you use in the actual game itself.
That's bullshit. That is cheating. They should be in the rules that you can't touch my rock, all right?
Well,
you can get as close as you can as the hole, but you can't touch my rock.
Well, again, that is one of the strategies most professional curlers use.
But
If
that
you
means
see the
that means whoever goes second always has a mean advantage. Whoever's going first is at a disadvantage because the second one's going to knock
that's
my
why
damn rock in the hole.
Also, you need a lot of curlers, when they go first, they try not to get that close to her because they're also given at least 3 chances.
I'm just saying, if this means I'm going to be condemned to hell for 1,000 years, I'm asking for a recount, all right? Goldberg should have took that one to court.
Well, and
Anyways.
he didn't even go to hell for 1,000 years. He would have enjoyed it. He's from hell.
Yeah, wait, what's his punishment? It was
His punishment was to stay jolly.
Oh, well, yeah. Who wants to do that for 1,000 years? I don't like doing that past 12 o'clock in the afternoon, so.
Remember, nice stops at midnight.
Yeah, true.
And it's midnight somewhere.
I'm just saying, for the angel from heaven, that was some cheating, lowbrow,
It was
Bush League type of
It was
stuff.
either that or continue the day of slangs. So here's the real question. Why didn't you have Goldberg and Tiny Lister go at it? At least once.
I mean, Goldberg versus Zeus was his wrestling name, or Goldberg versus Debo, which is his Friday name. Those are both badass matchups. He's a badass.
Exactly. So again, that would have been what they should have done for the ending instead of what they fucking did.
Maybe they only had him for like a day of filming or something.
Probably.
So let's get back to Goldberg killing people. Goldberg took out the whole police station.
We don't even get to see it.
This is some straight Terminator shit. This is like classic Predator, Terminator.
And here's the real question: did he just walk in and kill it and just start killing everybody? Because notice how there did not look like there was any kind of struggle from anybody in there. You don't hear anything.
Yeah, where's the gunshots at? Anything?
And here's another question: Santa literally came into the office almost right after the main character. You tell me he did not see a damn thing?
Yeah. I think they were going for like that scene from the Terminator or even Jeepers Creepers when the Creeper takes over the police station. The problem is they don't have the budget for it, so you can't get the police shootout with the guns firing. You would think the entire police force would at least empty out all their ammunition while getting slaughtered.
Right.
So Goldberg basically quietly kills the entire police force.
Somehow. The man ain't that quiet.
Which means that if our hero is going to be defeating Santa, it's not going to be because the cavalry police come and save the day, which they never do in horror movies anyway.
I'm about to say, what good are they?
They're already pretty much
I even have
useless
that written
anyways.
down. What good are they?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing we're noticing with all these movies, with every horror movie we do, is that the cops are always useless.
And also, these cops, they were very, again, another part of this movie that could not be done today. These cops were very fucking offensive. I mean, think about it. They really, literally arrested some Amish people just for being fucking Amish at this point.
They kept pushing. The Amish people were there, and then they got arrested, and that was like an ongoing joke. And I was like, huh? I got where it could be funny, but they didn't do enough with that to really make that funny. It was just weird.
Right. They didn't follow through with the joke. It's like, we know this is offensive. Let's just stop the joke before it gets any worse.
I think you might as well have them like cut to like Goldberg had killed the Amish people, basically.
Or
just for no
Goldberg,
reason.
or the Amish people got away because, again, Hebrew Star.
Or something funny if they showed Goldberg just was like randomly.
Or the Star of David, I think it's called.
If Goldberg was randomly scared of the Amish people, like he walked by on the streets, like like he's scared, like he stays away from them.
Well, actually, remember,
like there's kryptonite.
We did get one scene where Goldberg just stares at him like he's about to kill him and then just lets him walk away.
Yeah, he's confused. He's like, what is this churning butter nonsense?
All right. And then we get some more bullshit. And then we get probably the last kill in the movie, and that is the Carolers.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, last kill before the whole bullshit that me and you both did not like at all.
No, not at all.
Because then we get, and that was also the last thing I wrote, was the Carolers' death. But he just massacres the Carolers, and then...
I gotta say, all the death scenes in this movie are on point.
Right. And
the death scenes, like, they aren't... The death scenes are better than most Friday the 13th movies from the standpoint of they're a lot more creative than someone getting stabbed with a knife outside of Friday the 13th Part 7 where Jason was very creative, but a lot more creative because they all have that Christmas spin to it. Yeah, great stuff. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit, probably get to the ending now because there's like a lot of...
Well, I mean, there's still...
Is there anything else worth talking about in the minute here?
When Grandpa gets ran over by a reindeer. That was probably, to be honest with you, it's probably the most intense scene because you got that big booming music in the background. Santa Claus is just walking towards him and he's looking big as fuck.
Yeah.
They even make the joke that, man, you let yourself go. And then all of a sudden, Grandfather gets ran over and you just get that big booming voice with the music. It's like, oh, Grandpa got ran over by a reindeer.
That was good.
I was like, well, for one, that's a fucking buffalo.
Yeah.
Not a fucking reindeer. But now we can get to the ending.
Well, eventually we know that our end game for this movie is Goldberg chasing our teenage heroes based on... Well, using the word heroes very loosely here, but... But one thing I want to bring up, though, is I've said I have like 5 of the scenes now are my favorite, but this was another one of my favorites, is the rematch between Grandpa and Goldberg. Because, let me remind you what happens. This is hilarious, because we saw what happened 1,000 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Grandpa clearly cheated and won that way. So, turnabout is fair play, I guess is what they say. Goldberg now goes second. First, Grandpa goes and gets his thing very close. Happy with his turn. He's like, yeah, I'm going to win. Goldberg goes to move like he's about to do something with a rock and just grabs Grandpa's ass and throws him in the hole, straight in the hole.
And he went,
beautiful. Goldberg wasn't taking that shit this time. He wasn't taking no chances. Threw his ass, although we found out that Grandpa was hanging on the ledge the whole time.
Right.
He clearly flew over the edge.
Well, and then we get the whole BS about, for some reason, they always thought that 7 o'clock their time, because apparently North Pole's on the Greenwich time, is 12 o'clock in the North Pole. But what a lot of people don't seem to, I guess what these characters don't seem to understand is that all the time frames still loop up to the North Pole.
Yeah.
So you want to explain to me why you think, because at that point, for another 5 hours before it actually hits midnight your own time, it is still Christmas Day, which means this man should still have power in your time frame for another 5 hours.
See, I think the audience was a little bit confused at this point with all what's going on.
Right.
Even the given explanation. Basically, the bottom line is Goldberg finishes off with what he should have said. Christmas is over when I say it's over. And that's the main thing.
And he does, because he's pretty much like, all the time frames go to the North Pole, so guess what, motherfucker? I get to choose. And I choose to have some fun, because I've had 1,000 years of not killing people. And then he gets shot with the nutcracker and somehow bleeds.
And from that, he decides to get up and just leave.
Yeah, this is where
He's literally like,
breaks character.
He's like, well, happy holidays, I'm out here.
This is where Goldberg completely breaks character, because then he just, instead of getting back up and like, seriously, is that all you got? To
and killing these kids.
And killing them, to running away and have the preacher impersonate him and then getting his fucking reindeer killed. Like, if you were going to run, why didn't you just get on the damn reindeer and just fly away?
Yeah, so bringing back the NRA ending.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, I mean, it's a hilarious ending, though. It's
oh, yeah, where they're all trying to kill this buffalo, and then all of a sudden...
You got the Indian chief, you got her father, who...
Well, her father comes in with the bazooka later.
At the last one, bazooka, which literally blows the damn buffalo to bits.
And she was like, Daddy, where'd you get the bazooka?
Although, what's funny is, they blow the buffalo to bits, but they assume that Goldberg blew up with it.
Even though you later on see No, actually, all the FBI guys that came into the town after everything happened sees the preacher's body, and the kids just decide not to say anything.
Yeah.
They're even like, yeah, let's let them believe what they want. Christmas is over. We're good. It's like, y'all do know if the creators wanted to make a sequel, Santa Claus would have killed y'all, right?
100%. and the ending sets up a sequel, and you have to wonder why there wasn't a sequel, because Goldberg is headed back to the
North Pole
by air travel now.
Because his fucking buffalo died.
Like the rest of us, he has to take a plane. Now, my question is, did he lose his powers, though? Is he still like... he's pretty superhuman strength, I would say.
To be honest, he most likely lost his power until most likely next Christmas.
Okay.
Because
so it's like
at that point...
It's like the movie Santa Claus, where you lost his powers basically at midnight, essentially.
Right.
Okay. So he's traveling like a Joe Schmo like us, is having honey roasted peanuts on an airplane, and probably not even... Doesn't probably have the money for
And
class.
he's probably sitting there wondering, he's like, why did I not bring some cookies from my wife like she told me to?
Or all those houses...
Here's a real question.
All those houses I broke into, I could have took the cookies and milk. So.
Here's a real question. Do you think he killed his wife?
No.
No?
He seems like a jolly good fella. He's just mad at...
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Everybody else he killed who kind of got in his way, like the old woman on the road. Move, bitch! Get out the way! He's beeping the horn. He's giving her a chance. She didn't listen. Driven off the road. Best scene ever. All right.
I still prefer the very first scene.
I like every Goldberg scene. I'm going to cut to my overall thoughts. If I could literally just watch... if we took all the Goldberg scenes, just cut everything else out and put that into one movie, might be like 45 minutes. I'm pretty much feeling like that's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. This movie gets bogged down with a crazy mythological backstory about Satan and angels from heaven and all this stuff. We just want to see Goldberg kill random people in the town. That's enough. You don't need to complicate it any more than that. You don't need to add more to it. That, for me, takes it from 3 stars down to 2 stars, because I was flirting with 3 stars based on Goldberg giving a Freddy Krueger level performance, a prime leprechaun level. Like, basically, he's up there with anybody from this performance. If this became a series, I think that Santa Claus character would be like an iconic core character. It's not, because it only has one movie, but it's up there with, I mean, at least the Children of the Corn, but maybe not the big 3 of Freddy, Jason, and Michael, but it's in that 3rd tier with, the Puppet Masters. Anyways, I'm giving it 2 stars because the horrible teenage characters, the grandpa Doc from Back to the Future turned into the father from 7th Heaven, Angel from Heaven. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. That all brought the story down and brought it from 3 stars to 2 stars. So only 2 stars for me. I would watch the hell out of a sequel, though. If they made a sequel, I'd watch the hell out of it. I'd be the first one to get it.
So I guess with my final thoughts, what you I enjoyed, as you brought up, I enjoy Bill Goldberg's scenes. They were fun. They were fun to watch. He's actually a pretty intimidating character because he's big. He has that big booming voice to make himself sound even more intimidating. And then you also just got, again, he's also, when you know the fact that Goldberg was a wrestler, you know he can fight. But the problem with most of these movies is when you're making it pretty much almost a kind of a satire type movie, and you throw in an almost serious story arc to it, it really does not, one, it doesn't belong, and it puts you out of the movie in general. And if you don't like the characters, the movie is going to go to hell. So with all that being said, I'm going to give this movie a 1.5.
Oh, that hurt my Christmas loving heart. A 1.5?
1.5.
Jesus.
Hey, I could have went the full 1, but you know.
And that 1.5 is only because you like Goldberg in the movie.
Yeah, actually, yes. And like I said, and another thing about it is the reason why I dropped, because originally I was thinking about a 2, but then I dropped it because I realized Goldberg is only in half the damn movie. Then you got the other half with the characters that no one gives a shit about, with a story no one cares about. They're just waiting, most likely playing on the phone for the next Goldberg scene.
Yeah.
So again, why should I give it the courtesy of having a 2 when I can just drop it to 1.5?
I think both of us would have ranked it higher if the teenage characters were like strong. The fact that by the end we really don't care about them, and honestly we're still pretty much cheering for Goldberg, that's the failure part of the movie, because we should be cheering for them, but they're not strong enough characters, and I think that's what killed it for both of us.
And they're also very annoying.
They are. The main actor is like, I was like, is that easy to get cast in a movie? Like, I couldn't find any reason why he's like starring in a movie. Like, I didn't see any charisma. I didn't see any emotions in any acting.
And also,
I don't expect to see him in a movie again.
Yeah. So that's my final thoughts on this movie. And always remember, people, when the Day of Slings comes around, it's probably best just to stay at home and not open your presents. Send them to my way, and I'll let you know if they're going to explode in your fucking face.
I'm trying to peddle his side hustle here, which is getting everybody's Christmas presents. Don't listen to this man, all right?
Rude.
Doesn't have good intentions, all right?
Rude.
Can I get another Tales from the Crypt laugh over here?
Okay.
Is it possible? With all the Mountain Dew in you, can you do it? If you could throw in like a Merry Christmas after that. Merry Christmas!
And remember, boils and ghouls, have a very happy Merry Christmas.